form. More on that in a moment. Milan secured a huge win at Napoli last weekend, but it's been their inability to defeat teams in the bottom half that could yet compromise their title push. Tonight, the rossoneri host Empoli, 13th in the table, and yet to win at all in Serie in 2022. Saturday night football rather in the Italian top flight from San Siro. Stefano Pioli up against Aurelio Andreazzoli. The Milan crowd expect, they had sold as many as 43,000 tickets for this one as early as Thursday. They fully expect to pull 4 points, 5 points clear of Inter with victory tonight. Inter will be in action tomorrow evening at Torino. But Milan lead the way at this moment in time, all courtesy of that solitary goal from Olivier Giroud at the Maradona last Sunday night. Simone Romagnoli captures Empoli, but no Alessio Romagnoli this evening. Is only on the bench, albeit he has recovered from injury. Davide Calabria skippers the rossoneri just as he did last weekend. Daniele Chiffi is our match official. Luigi Nasca will be running the video assistant referee, and Manuel Volpi is our fourth official. Stefano Pioli makes just one change to the 11 that started in Naples. Theo Hernandez is suspended, so Florenzi starts at left-back. Romagnoli is fit again, but Kalulu keeps his place alongside Tomori. Just as he did in the reverse fixture, Franck Kessié plays as a number 10. Andreazzoli goes with 4 alterations to the team that began the goalless draw at Genoa. It's all change at full-back, where Stojanovic and Parisi make way for Fiamozzi and Cacace. Bandinelli and Henderson return in midfield at the expense of Benassi and Verre. Former Milan trainee Patrick Cutrone is on the bench. Aurelio Andreazzoli is doing a fine job. 32 points for Empoli already this season. They look to have enough to stay in the top flight. Stefano Pioli's Milan appear to have the credentials to go all the way and win a first league title since 2011. But to do that, Lorenzo Amoruso, they'll need to win as many of these matches as possible between now and the end of the season.
Yeah, absolutely, you're right. Also because we've seen Juventus today as well. They are definitely stealing points from Milan, from Inter, Napoli. They are winning game after game. So, of course, we know, and AC Milan knows, that Juventus is chasing everyone there, so they can't afford to lose many more points.
Milan immediately on the front foot with Florenzi. Closed down well by Zurkowski. Did a very good job on this left side in the narrow victory over Sampdoria recently, Alessandro Florenzi. It's not exactly a ringing endorsement for Fode Ballo-Touré, who was brought in as a backup to Theo Hernandez. Calabria finding Kessié. Well in by Fiamozzi to make sure Rafael Leao didn't latch onto it. Similar systems, Lorenzo. Milan with that 4-2-3-1, and a Christmas tree for Empoli.
Yeah, they are quite similar, but of course sometimes it's about how the player runs, how much they want to run, and most of all, how much desire they've got. So, because the system is important, but I always said that are the players making the system better.
One by Tomori, that's Fiamozzi. Aslani keeps it moving. Zurkowski. Empoli will look to play their football. Their style does not change regardless of the opposition. Romagnoli finding Pinamonti. Tomori asking for handball. Pinamonti's done well, but Tomori Won the ball cleanly. Benasser. Empoli immediately had it back. Fiamonti. That's a good ball for Henderson. Aslani. The visitors will not be overawed. Cacace. Henderson. Pinamonti now. Henderson once more. Good early spell of possession is for Empoli. Ruperto. Romagnoli, who was once with the Milan Academy, the start of his career. We do hope for entertainment tonight. We certainly got that in the reverse fixture, which was the final match before Christmas. Milan went to the Castellani and scored 4. Empoli got a couple themselves. What we do for half a dozen goals tonight as a neutral. No foul on Florenzi by Zurkowski. This is Bairami finding Henderson. Bairami, Zurkowski, and Fiamonti's ball for Bairami doesn't quite reach its intended target.
Yeah, but you can see that Empoli hasn't got any problem to play. They are not afraid to go and play in the half pitch of AC Milan. So that's called personality. That's the meaning of the manager that they don't care about which they play against, but they will play their own football. They need to be very careful because, of course, Leao, we know how deadly it can be in open space, and Empoli playing that way, of course, can leave some space behind, especially on the forward back.
It's Olivier Giroud who's been particularly deadly in recent times. The brace in the derby to turn that game on its head. He got the solitary goal in Naples, striker's finish. And he is keeping Ibrahimovic out of the team, who's now fit and available once again. Zurkowski given away to Benasser. Here's Pierre Kalulu, who earned so many plaudits with that performance at the Maradona. Junior Messias. Florenzi. Clever ball for Tonali. Rafael Leao not interested for the moment. Still Tonali. Kessié, who has a good goal-scoring record against Empoli. Able to ride a couple of challenges, but not quite the final one. Tomori once again keeping tabs on Pinamonti, who's had a very good season. Pinamonti is one shy of double figures. So too is Nedim Bairami. Kalulu. Calabria. Loose from Giroud, but Calabria there to help him out. Tomori seeking out Rafael Leao, easily cut out by Fiamonti. Vicario under pressure from Giroud. It's a very good shot stopper, Guglielmo Vicario, less assured with the ball at his feet. But Milan might have to be patient tonight.
Yeah, they definitely need a lot of patience because Empoli hasn't got any problem on playing the ball. I'm not saying taking the risk, but they are not afraid to play the ball, even at the back, waiting for the right moment to attack and finding especially the main target there, Pinamonti.
Pinamonti has laid it off to Henderson. Now Cacace getting forward from full-back. He was caught there by Calabria, but play continues. Bandinelli retrieves the ball. Kalulu asking for a Milan throw, but it is an Empoli ball. Well, he was certainly caught there. Liberato Cacace, who is the first ever New Zealander to play in the Italian top flight. That's a goal kick off Henderson. It's been a good sequence for Milan now. 8 matches unbeaten in all competitions since that shocking defeat here to Spezia, and shocking is the operative word. But Junior Messias' goal disallowed, with the referee quickly blowing and not allowing an advantage. That last-minute winner from Emmanuel Jarsi. Tomori nearly got himself in a pickle there. But Milan have responded to that reverse to Spezia, and how. They are now the front runners in the title race. Calabria, Giroud, Kessié. Rafael Leao looking to test Bairami for pace, and then he ended up running into Fiamozzi. Here's Bairami again. Lots of the big clubs in Serie have their eyes on the Albania international. He's having a really good season. That's loose from Fiamozzi. Rafael Leao in a hurry to get Milan on the move. Kessié. It was certainly a successful experiment with him playing further forward in this 4-2-3-1 shape. That game in December saw him score twice from that more advanced role. Junior Messias shown inside, but Bandinelli got a toe to the ball. Here he is again. Cleared away by Kakache. Easy enough for Kalulu. Tomori, Florenzi. Once again, Rafael Leao squaring up Fiamozzi. Florenzi, this is Kessié. Florenzi! Fine stop from Vicario. Still there for Giroud. Calabria well closed down. It breaks for Benacer. Rafael Leao now. Finding Kessié, who thought his teammate was going wide. Not quite on the same wavelength, but Florenzi's only goal for Milan came from a free kick in the reverse fixture. He was very close to getting his second there.
Absolutely, what a great. We can see here the way they really made a fantastic action. Look at it, 1, 2, 3, fantastic. Third man got the ball. I think Florenzi from that position should have done much better, because had so much time and space to place the ball even better than what he did.
A good save from Vicario, who's very highly rated. He actually made his Serie A debut on this ground last season for Cagliari when he stepped in whilst Alessio Cragno had COVID-19. He has been #1 for Empoli this season, and his reputation continues to grow. Another goalkeeper that came through in Udine, where they tend to produce plenty of them. The likes of Meret and Scuffet in recent years. Junior Messias finding Kessié around the corner for Calabria. Hurriedly cleared by Romagnoli. Now Empoli beginning to struggle against Milan's attacking potential. Rafael Leao. Good chasing back from Bairami. No foul on Pinamonti. Benacer. Aurelio Andreazzoli taking up his complaints with Manuel Volpi, the fourth official. Tonali gets it back from Giroud. Wide it goes for Calabria. It's just behind Giroud. It came off the head of Tonali. That would have been a comical goal.
Unbelievable way sometimes. I mean, unbelievable. But that says enough how AC Milan really can go around making things happen, and the pressure is getting heavier and heavier from AC Milan against Empoli.
Well won by Tomori. Junior Messias has found from Kessié with time and space. Now Empoli beginning to retreat. It's all Milan after what had been a fairly bright opening from the visitors in the first 3 or 4 minutes. Benacer. Florenzi continuing to make that inside run, despite the fact it's not Theo Hernandez tonight. It's clearly part and parcel of Milan's play. Rafael Leao trying to bend it. Cleared away by Aslani. Once again, Pinamonti not getting any change out of the Milan backline. They're doubling up well on him. Florenzi looks for the head of Giroud. Giroud holding it up. Now he looks for a teammate, Benacer. Taken away from him by Zurkowski. Henderson. Good chasing back from Tomori, and now Empoli do appear to struggle to get the ball into Pinamonti, cutting a more isolated figure. Tonali. Florenzi can switch it. Instead he goes via Calabria. Junior Messias up against Cacace, who watched the ball well. Calabria. Junior Messias again. Calabria, Tonali, unable to find his captain. Empoli need to settle, just get a few touches on the ball. Aslani. Bairami. He will wander, be given plenty of freedom by his coach. Bandinelli. Aslani. This is not necessarily something we saw when you played in Serie in the 90s, Lorenzo, a newly promoted side building out from the back at San Siro.
No, it was a completely different kind of football. The mentality was different. The smallest club, they couldn't really even try to play that way. It was more like one side game. The strongest team was pushing all the time, and the most smallest, it was very deep. They were trying to look just for the striker, eventually using the power of the main striker or the player up front. But building up from the back was always difficult for the small clubs.
Aslani. Henderson. Cacace. Bandinelli. Nice feet from him. Bandinelli has got to the byline. Well blocked by Junior Messias. Henderson. Aslani. Patient build-up is from Empoli. Aslani beaten to it by Giroud, and now Kessié. Rafael Leão. Testing Fiamozzi, he's too strong and too quick. Rafael Leão. In the end, it was easy for Aslani to dispossess him, perhaps just the wrong option.
Yeah.
Here comes Surkowski.
Agree with you, wrong option there. He should have gone on the left-hand side. There was much space there on the left-hand side. Maybe not for the shot on goal, but definitely to put an assist across, because on that situation he was running and cutting off inside, of course, made him lost the pace and the power of what the running was making.
Benacer has done well to keep the ball in. He's got the pace to retrieve it too. Florenzi. Kessié, who will come deeper. Won't always play in that number 10 role. Junior Messias. Tonali now. Benacer, who is also a brilliant performer in Naples. Standout display from him, breaking up play in front of the back four. Tonali. Florenzi. Kessié around the corner, Giroud. Surkowski felt he was clipped, play continues. Bairami. Aslani. Calmly done by Cacace. Aslani for Bandinelli. Henderson wants it in the channel, gets it too. Henderson, it's behind Pinamonti, but that was nicely worked by Empoli. Rafael Leão, again allowed to turn. Junior Messias. Empoli have got numbers behind the ball. Benacer. Rafael Leão now wandering away from Surkowski. It's reached Kessié. Was he fouled by Bandinelli? Yes, says the referee. And Milan have a free kick right on the edge of the box. Bandinelli pleading his innocence, but Kessié did appear to have got away from him, and it can't be shoulder to shoulder if it's from behind. Milan with an opportunity. They've scored plenty of free kicks already this season. Tonali here against Cagliari. Ibrahimovic scored one at Roma, scored another one at Genoa. Florenzi found the net from a dead ball situation at Empoli in the reverse. Victor Giroud now has taken the ball.
Yeah, it's a position for left foot mostly, although someone can go over the way around with right foot, but you know, the position is definitely better for the right, for the left situation. So I will think Giroud will take it.
Junior Messias, another option there. It looks like Giroud is going to pull rank, particularly given how good his form has been. Interestingly, did go 4 matches without scoring before, finding the net at Napoli. The stage is set now for the Frenchman to try and set Milan on their way. Vicario making sure his wall is well set. An ominous look in the eye of Olivier Giroud. Giroud strikes it, caught the wall. And that's well placed, it's a brilliant goal. What an absolutely fabulous finish from Pierre Kalulu. Where on earth did that come from? Wonderful defensively in Naples. And this was an absolutely picture-perfect finish.
An absolutely blender, I have to say. The way he kicked the ball, it was not even, I think, made just for the power. He just places the ball very strongly, but full of great technique, because the way he had the impact with the ball was absolutely magnificent, I have to say. Wonderful execution. Look at that. Absolutely wonderful. He goes there. He wants to go there, and he goes there. But the impact with the ball was absolutely perfect. No chance for the goalkeeper.
Kalulu is equally comfortable at right back and at centre back. That tells you that his right foot is his strongest side, but he showed few problems with his left there. What an absolutely gorgeous finish, shaping the ball around the Empoli defender and into the back of the net. It is his first goal of the season. It's only his second goal ever for the club after that one he scored at Genoa last season. And Pierre Kalulu has proven to be quite the find for Milan. And it's they who have the lead in a match they will feel is the first of 10 must-win games.
Well, we have to say, Patrick, that in the last 10 minutes, basically Empoli never just made any approach to the penalty box of AC Milan. AC Milan was just cruising the game, and of course the goal came from set pieces, but the quality of the game and the possession of the ball was just AC Milan.
He may well keep Romagnoli out the side for a few matches yet, and there is still speculation about the captain's future. He's out of contract in the summer. There's talk of him moving home to Rome to play for his boyhood club, Lazio. Simon Kjær out for the rest of the season, but provided Tomori and Kalulu can stay fit, Milan might well have the foundations to go on and win the title. The best defence often does claim the Scudetto, and if you don't concede goals, it's very hard to lose matches.
And they are both very young, by the way, as well. So that's will assure AC Milan eventually, even in the future, as a central half.
Kalulu will turn 22 in June. Tomori turned 24 in December, so time is certainly on their side. Hurriedly cleared by Aslani. Florenzi now. He's saying he was fouled. has been a really difficult start to 2022 for Empoli. They had 27 points at the halfway stage. Following that home defeat to Milan, they've scored just 5 points since. They are bottom of the form guide for 2022, needless to say. 12 matches in all competitions without a win. That's nicely done by Pinamonti. Zurkowski beaten to it by the man of the moment, Pierre Kalulu. Before tonight, he had scored just once in 44 appearances for Milan. His second goal could yet be one they're talking about for years to come if it does prove to be part of a title-winning season, particularly down the stretch, and that is where we are now. Good ball from Aslani. Liberato Cacace. Bandinelli. Good first touch from Henderson. Well closed down by Kalulu. Aggressive as ever defensively. Zurkowski is headed clear by Florenzi. Now Fiamozzi. Aslani. Cacace. Given away to Junior Messias. Kessier. Surrounded by white shirts, but he keeps his composure and keeps the ball. Tonali. How important is it, Lorenzo, that Milan have scored that goal early on in the match?
Well, it's so important because for the kind of game they play, of course, they can keep the ball, they can invite, in some ways, Empoli to go forward, and of course they can find even a better space for people fast like Leao, like Messias. For the main target could be definitely Giroud, because we know how good is Giroud in holding the ball and make things happen for his teammates. They are supporting him eventually from behind.
Kalulu. Junior Messias now. Giroud makes his way into the box. This is Kessier. Taken away from him by Zurkowski. Calabria quickly regains possession. Benacer. Kessier. Calabria. Junior Messias. Kessier. Junior Messias. Swept away easily by Luperto. Pinamonti once again grappling, but Tomori has managed to pick his pocket almost every single time so far.
Yeah, on the back, AC Milan seems to be a different team compete with games against Salernitana, where I've seen a few times be sloping, but tonight they look definitely better, like they did in Napoli. They were in some ways meticulous in any kind of ball, in any kind of situation.
Milan kept a clean sheet here against Sampdoria, against Inter in the Coppa Italia semi-final first leg, and most recently at Napoli. Junior Messias inviting Florenzi forward. Still there for Kessier. Florenzi, half a yard to deliver, but straight down the throat of Vicario. It's not just an urban myth that Milan have dropped too many points against teams from the bottom half of the table. Home and away, they drew against Udinese. They lost here against Spezia. They drew in Salerno. Too many points dropped against sides that on paper they should be. By contrast,
well, sometimes you should never forget that AC Milan in some ways is a young team after all, and when you got this kind of mentality, no one of this team is used to be a winner, or they've been winning trophies or anything. That makes a big difference, because they've got no experience how to deal with the situation where you are first in the league or eventually winning cups, and that can be a pity for some moments.
Florenzi has found Rafael Leao. Rafael Leao away from Romagnoli. It is the first corner of the night. It came off Fiamozzi last. Aurelio Andreazzoli was quick to remind everyone that Empoli were a newly promoted side. He said that expectations have almost got out of hand now, that they were talking about Empoli as if they should be challenging for a top four finish, all because of their ninth place position at the halfway stage. But their form has not been good since the turn of the year. They should still have enough. 10 points clear of Venezia, who are in 18th. Just a few more draws should get them across the line, you would think. Taken short by Florenzi, gets it back from Benasser. Giroud waits. Giroud with the acrobatics, away by Luperto. Tonali, that's Fiamozzi, on by Henderson. Bairami. Kakace. Nedin Bairami again, one of those players being linked with Milan for a move potentially in the close season. Good close control there from Bairami. It appeared to catch the arm of Calabria, but Daniele Chiffi saw nothing wrong with that. Tonali nearly turned into trouble, and he's kept the ball. Giroud, Junior Messias, straight to Aslani. Bandinelli. Zurkowski, trying his luck on the far side. Bairami. Bandinelli, well closed down by Benasser, but he rides the challenge. Zurkowski. Romagnoli, around the corner by Zurkowski, but straight to Benasser. Milan keen to score a second. Benasser releasing Rafael Leao, but not even he's that quick.
Yeah, after 25 minutes of I have to say good AC Milan now, the pace of the game is getting a bit slower, and Empoli, of course, they are taking back some meters on the field, but the game is quite long yet.
Fiamozzi. Looking for movement, not too much of that ahead of the ball. So Fiamozzi bides his time. Henderson unable to control, but he gives the thumbs up for the idea nonetheless. Andreazzoli said his team would need to be at their best, and they would need Milan to be out of sorts. There's a problem here for Tonali. Something has not gone down the right way.
He's vomiting, seems.
Well, we hope it's nothing serious for Sandro Tonali, because Milan need him, and perhaps Italy might need him at the end of the month as well. A playoff semi-final against North Macedonia in Palermo, potential final then, straight shootout to see who goes to the 2022 Qatar World Cup. Turkey and Portugal involved in the other semi-final, but an opportunity for Stefano Pioli to get a message to some of his players. But the body language there is Tonali might not be able to continue. Just pulled up and immediately felt that he had to sit down, and now he's getting some fluids on board. Milan do have plenty of options. They could bring on Brahim Diaz and have Kessié drop in a little deeper. Another look at the wonderful finish from Pierre Kalulu.
Perfect. Look the way he's coordinated himself to give that kind of round the ball and put there on the far corner. Absolutely wonderful.
No need to thump it when you can place it like that. Curled around Luperto into the corner. Vicario unsighted. Just what Milan needed, just what they would have wanted. Goal relatively early on in the first half, 19 minutes on the clock when Pierre Kalulu gave them the lead. Florenzi. I mentioned where Empoli were at the halfway stage. Milan were 4 points behind Inter when we reached the Giro di Boa after 19 matches. They've since seized control of the summit at the Serie standings, albeit Inter do still have that almost infamous now game in hand away at Bologna, which is potentially slated for the 27th of April. We're waiting for confirmation on that. Florenzi. Kalulu. Junior Messias, lovely turn away from Bandinelli. Still Junior Messias. Then he ran into Aslani. Pinamonti, that's better. Aslani now. Man who keeps things ticking over. He's seeing a lot more football since Samuele Ricci departed for Torino. But Empoli have given it away. Kessier. Benacer in an unusual position on the right wing. Benacer nearly lost it there to Cacace. Good aggressive defending. Calabria goes all the way home to Maignan, who hasn't had a save to make. This will put all the pressure on Inter if this scoreline holds, and Napoli too. Maignan going route one, headed away by Romagnoli. The ball breaks for Zurkowski. Bandinelli now. Good foot on the ball from Junior Messias. Milan would go 5 points clear of the Nerazzurri overnight. They play in the late game tomorrow at the Stadio Olimpico Grande Torino against Ivan Juric's Granata. Never an easy side to face, particularly on their own patch. Napoli have a challenging away trip of their own, away at the Bentegodi against Hellas Verona. But Juventus have done their job. They continue to put the pressure on the sides above them. It's almost impossible now not to talk in terms of a four-horse title race, which makes Serie A the envy of other leagues around Europe. Benacer. Tomori. Tonali. Calabria. Rafael Leao, that was high. Aslani takes a blow to the face. Free kick Empoli.
Empoli's got a little bit more field at the moment, and for Milan it's not easy to find a space, a free man, or someone who can really go man against man. In fact, in this situation, Junior Messias is always got two people around him, Rafael Leao as well. Empoli is moving a little bit better on the field. That's not making dangerous at all up front, but still the possession of the ball is definitely more equal.
This is the first in a series of matches now for Milan, which look very appetising on paper. They go to Cagliari next, albeit it's never easy to go to Sardinia, and the Rossoblu are battling for their lives. Bologna, the next visitors to San Siro. That's the other side of the international break. On a weekend when there's the Derby d'Italia in Turin, Juventus against Inter. Torino away and then Genoa home, the next two after that. So a real opportunity for Milan to perhaps build a lead on their challengers in the title race. Tonali. 10 to play until the break. Milan in control, developing a happy knack of being able to win matches with a clean sheet and a solitary goal. Calabria. Junior Messias. Here's Calabria again. Kessier. Junior Messias nearly reached Kessier. Giroud. Rafael Leao and Florenzi. And this one was wild.
It was difficult one because the Empoli defender, I think it was I think he went for a slide in. Was no. Oh, maybe could have a chance to shoot it better. Yeah, definitely had a chance to shoot better. Absolutely, I thought was the defender was definitely Fiamozzi was closer, but it wasn't. So, of course, Florenzi is not a left back, but that position, I think he should have done better, just getting at least making work in the goalkeeper.
Florenzi stayed down because Fiamozzi ended up colliding with him as he tried to block the shot. There was contact there on the follow-through, not enough surely to award a penalty, but Luigi Nasca, our video assistant referee, will have time to look at this whilst Florenzi gets treatment.
No, it's just after he had a shot, just basically landing his foot on Fiamozzi's foot, and that's why he's got this kind of twist ankle or something. Well, maybe the knee. Here we go, this is the knee. But I don't think anything is serious there.
There is Fode Ballo-Touré, who is a genuine left-back. We've not seen much of him recently. His most recent appearance, in fact, came here against Napoli. So the first time that Milan and Napoli met this season, when Elmas got the winner early on. Luperto allowed to carry the ball a long way, and he'll release Henderson too. Kalulu steps across, his timing once more impeccable. Luperto. Empoli going in search of an equaliser. Aslani. Romagnoli. Cacace. Lovely pass for Henderson. Pinamonti. The ball drops to him, and finally Empoli have an effort on goal, but it flashes over the top.
Yeah, Pinamonti is not new on this kind of finishing because he's got good kind of touch and he got the shot. Yeah, it's just honestly doesn't even think in a second about that ball. Only side though, but that's the mentality of a good striker when as soon as he sees the goal, he just go for it.
Forward by Florenzi. Pinamonti won the Scudetto with Inter last season in a bit-part role. Difficult to get playing time with the likes of Lukaku, Lautaro Martinez and Alexis Sanchez ahead of him in the pecking order, but he's doing very well once again on loan at another Serie A club, just as he did in the past with Frosinone and Genoa, and now with Empoli scoring more goals than ever. Florenzi is back amongst us. Bairami. Fiamozzi. Zurkowski finds Bairami. White shirts ahead of him, well watched by Tonali, who doesn't seem to be any the worse for that unfortunate incident when he ended up throwing up. Luperto. Bandinelli. Calmly done by Aslani, as ever. Cacace. Bairami looks for Pinamonti, well watched by Tomori. Kessié. Tomori again. Giroud tried to flick it towards Rafael Leao. Junior Messias will settle for the throw. Finally scored somewhere other than San Siro, Olivier Giroud. He's got 11 goals in Milan colours, 10 of them on this ground, but most recently that winner at Napoli. His own form of retribution, if you will, after having his ankle opened up by Koulibaly. Giroud tries to open up Empoli's defence there with the ball over the top, but Rafael Leao couldn't get hold of the ball. Aslani. Luperto. Aslani. Bandinelli. Cacace for Pinamonti, nearly broke his way. Tomori backing up Kalulu. Two centre-backs working as a pairing once again. Tonali. Kessié felt he was fouled, so did Stefano Pioli, and Daniele Chiffi appears to be giving a thumbs up to the assistant who's made that decision.
Yeah, it seems that didn't see. Definitely there is a push there, absolutely.
Franck Kessié is out of contract, no movement on that, albeit a Milan legend in the shape of Billy Costa Curta said that no players are indispensable, anyone can be replaced, apart from the likes of Kylian Mbappe, and for all Franck Kessié's ability, doesn't quite fall into that category. The club clearly have a very stringent policy when it comes to wage bills and ceilings on that. They don't want to overspend. We've seen Donnarumma and Çalhanoğlu both leave. Could yet be the turn of Romagnoli and the man on the ball here, Kessié. But Milan seem to be thriving despite the big name departures.
Well, they become great name because AC Milan starting this politically good players, but before joining AC Milan it was a decent player, and Milan made him even better and bigger, you know. So I think what Maldini and the club they're doing, I think, is quite well, to be fair.
Calabria with the cross, Giroud's header. Always difficult to get it on target from there. He's saying he wanted it in front of him.
I think AC Milan is not at the moment a club who can afford the kind of money. Paris Saint-Germain, Real Madrid, whatever, they can do it because they are winning year after year in their own country. Well, Paris Saint-Germain, of course, they lost last year, but still they've got kind of investment completely different. But AC Milan has to get a top level first, winning in Italy and then eventually in Europe to eventually to pursue players that can be, you know, players on top in any situation, any league, in any competition.
Milan runners-up last season and currently top of the pile. You mentioned Paris Saint-Germain didn't win the league last season. That's because Lille were French champions. They've been a good source of personnel as well for Milan. Mike Maignan, Rafael Leao, perhaps now the likes of Renato Sanchez and Sven Botman as well is another name linked with the Rossoneri. Here's Calabria. Benasser. Kessié. 90 seconds to play until the break. Milan in complete control. Maignan has not been tested yet. Rafael Leao with that familiar close control. Rafael Leao into the box. That was goal bound from Giroud. It's well blocked. Calabria got a nudge from Henderson. But Milan keep the ball. Junior Messias once again. Aslani with a shove from behind.
It's unbelievable when you see Leao running. Is something unbelievable. It seems that he can lose the ball any moment, but then look at him, just puts the ball on the free land and he's get there before anybody else. Unbelievable, what a player.
It was Liberato Cacace who has given away the free kick. Milan have another set-piece opportunity. Their first goal came from a dead ball, albeit not in the way that Giroud would have necessarily intended. His shot blocked, Kalulu sweeping home the rebound. There shouldn't be much in the way of added time. Calabria takes the free kick, attacked by Giroud. Vicario pushes it away. Giroud once again. Kessié waits. It's a corner, well blocked by Cacace.
AC Milan near got the second. Giroud twice tried to make his name on the list there. Well, the safety goalkeeper has not been the best, but still Milan pressure is quite hot, and of course Empoli are trying to clear everything out.
2 minutes of added time to allow for the treatment to Florenzi. We also had poor old Tonali vomiting too. Calabria with the corner. Kessié's header goes off target.
Giroud is getting closer and closer every time, huh? This was not an easy header, but the goalkeeper did well. Not stylist-wise, but still, goalkeeper save is always a good save. Anyway,
a good save to keep out Florenzi. That was a smart stop to deny Giroud. The ball did just skip up awkwardly in front of Guglielmo Vicario, who grew up idolising Samir Handanovic. That's because he was in the Udinese Academy. He's had quite the journey. He's playing first-team football, men's football in the fourth tier, Serie D at age 18. Now finally getting his opportunity in the Italian top flight and making the most of it too. Henderson. Zurkowski. Aslani. Still time for Empoli to come scampering forward. Henderson with the ball in. Pinamonti tried to get in front of Tomori. It is an Empoli ball. Bairami being tracked by Benasser. Aslani. 2 added minutes are all but up. Kakashi. Aslani again. Easy for Florenzi, and Milan will go in with a 1-goal lead at the break. It might have been Giroud from the free kick, but his effort was blocked, and there was Pierre Kalulu. Only a second goal for the Rossoneri, and what a beauty it was at the break at San Siro. Milan 1, Empoli 0. Empoli will need to be a lot bolder if they are to come away with a result from San Siro. Milan very much in charge tonight, just 1 goal. But what a goal from Pierre Kalulu, 19 minutes on the clock, when he calmly placed the ball into the corner, following Giroud's free kick, which was blocked by the wall. Milan leading by a goal to nil. That was the scoreline that sufficed 6 days ago when they won at the Maradona to take control of the Serie A title race. They could go 5 points clear overnight. Inter not in action until tomorrow evening. Napoli play at Verona at 3 o'clock on Sunday. Juventus have already won at Sampdoria this weekend. We have a 4-horse title race. But Milan are the side in control. Do you expect them to still be in control 45 minutes from now, Lorenzo Amoruso?
Well, the way the game is supposed to be rolling on in the second half would be that probably Empoli, not maybe the beginning, but they will try to equalize, they will try to score this goal. And we know how Milan, if they've got space in front of them, they can use it very, very well. So I'm expecting at least 1 goal, maybe 2 goals in this second half. I've got this impression.
Empoli have beaten Milan 3 times in the past in the Italian top flight. Curiously, all 3 of those victories came on this ground. They've won on 3 of their 13 trips all told. But they'll need to do a lot more in this second half if they are to overturn the deficit. It would be quite the upset if Milan were to squander an advantage, particularly given what's gone before for Empoli. 11 matches without a win in Serie A, 12 all told when you consider all competitions. But occasionally, when you do get to the closing weeks of the season, and there are fine margins and plenty to play for, pressure can have a big impact. Empoli will expect to get the points they need that separate them from the 40-point mark in the coming weeks. And winnable matches on paper. Verona and Spezia, the next 2 visitors to the Castellani. They have the derby just the other side of the international break against your former side, Lorenzo, Fiorentina.
Yeah, absolutely. Empoli on the paper, as I said, they've got the power and the strength to stay up and don't even finish in a relegation zone, because they've been showing how good they can be. Of course, they need to keep going because they've been through a bad period, like you said at the beginning, with this new year, but still they've been performing well, and that is all about sooner or later, they will get some good results.
Benasser. Florenzi. Empoli's form going into this match a world away from the way they approached the reverse fixture when there were 6 unbeaten, 4 wins and 2 draws, including the most recent victory in the league, that 1-0 win at Napoli, albeit in slightly fortuitous circumstances. Andre Franck Zombonguissa heading the ball against the back of Coudrone's head. That was the winning goal. Florenzi. Milan haven't missed Teo Hernandez too much tonight after he picked up that 5th caution of the season in the win at Napoli, having dodged said card for 6 matches. Henderson. Bairami. Surkowski. Cacace. Henderson under pressure from Tonali. Cacace with good strength. And he was clipped by Tonali. Empoli now have a free kick in a promising position.
Yeah, as I was expecting, Empoli starting to push a little bit forward. They need to do a little bit better than what they did in the first half. So they will try to create chances eventually, but of course Witherspoon, they're back definitely to the power and the strength and to the fast pace of people like Matias, of course, Messias, sorry, and Real.
Bairami with the free kick, it's a good ball in. Milan get it half clear. Aslani quickly on the scene. This is Surkowski. Now Bandinelli. White shirts wait in the box. Luperto's header. And Maignan has to make a superb stop.
Fantastic save. What a great header we can see here from the replay. Oh, great header. But what a great save from Maignan. Look at that. Absolutely unbelievable. What a jump he made. Oh, that's an unbelievable save, guys. It's very difficult because the ball was definitely whipping out so quickly, and the reaction of the goalkeeper is absolutely class. Definitely class.
They didn't hit the target at all in the opening 45 minutes. Empoli, they very nearly broke through there. Luperto with a brilliant glancing header. Romagnoli's down getting treatment meantime. We will restart with an Empoli corner. But Luperto oh so close to an equaliser. Here's how Romagnoli got hurt in the first place. But Sebastiano Luperto has never scored in Serie A. He came very close to changing that statistic there. Romagnoli will have to be patched up. Empoli momentarily one man down, but they are on the front foot. Bairami with the set piece. Junior Messias got his head to him. He won't prevent a corner. Bairami will try again. Romagnoli scampering around to where the fourth official is so he can make his way back onto the pitch. Daniele Chifi saying, OK, if the bleeding stopped, on you come, and Empoli have another attacking option for this corner. Good start to the second half from the Azzurri. Bairami with the corner. Maignan had to punch it clear. Romagnoli's header. Surkowski couldn't really connect. Maignan called into action 3 times in the space of a couple of minutes.
Unbelievable. Honestly, great effort. Great corner, by the way. Just right on the goal, but Maignan has to come back and make that fantastic save. And then Surkowski couldn't really hit the ball properly. And in fact, the ball was slowing, going down, but of course, for Maignan it was easy to catch it.
Surkowski has 5 goals in the league this season. Only Bairami and Pinamonti have scored more. They've got 9 each in all competitions. Surkowski most recently finding the net in that 3-2 loss at home to Juventus. But Andreazzoli has got Empoli fired up, and they know this is a slender lead for Milan. Surkowski, now Pinamonti. He had just stolen the march there on Kalulu, who did well to get back. Calabria with a fine pass. This is Junior Messias. In towards Giroud, dealt with by Romagnoli. Henderson has lost possession. Tonali. Just wonder at what stage we'll see Zlatan Ibrahimovic, who did make his return in the latter stages of that win over Napoli.
I would imagine half an hour to go, something or less. So be at least for another 50 minutes. Well, beginning the second half, Giroud will be on the field.
Junior Messias, Ismail Benacer, Giroud, Benacer, Rafael Leão, Florenzi in support. Rafael Leão shown inside. In the end he was crowded out, but Empoli have given away the ball to Calabria. Tonali, Benacer, Luperto could have left that for his goalkeeper, didn't quite get the shout in time. Kalulu takes him into touch. Bayrami makes a hurry by Benacer. Very nearly came away with the ball there. Brilliant work from him. Milan have shown a bit more tactical versatility in recent times. It is still the 4-2-3-1 on paper, but at the Maradona at times it became a 4-1-4-1. It can morph into a 4-3-3 very easily, particularly with Kessié playing as a number 10. Brahim Diaz can't get a look in at this moment in time. Pioli seems to know his best 11. Bayrami between the lines. It's a poor pass straight to Florenzi, who in turn has given it to Romagnoli. Bayrami will try again. Zurkowski. Easy for Calabria to clear. Rafael Leão is quick. Romagnoli well aware of that. Rafael Leão has won back the ball. Kessié turned into the challenge of Bandinelli, who decided against releasing Bayrami. Christian Aslani, Liam Henderson. Here's Cacace, who is a New Zealand international, albeit of Italian extraction. His family hail from Massa Lubrense, just up the road from Sorrento. Fiamozzi's ball in is too close to Maignan.
Yeah, Empoli is taking basically command on the field. Milan can't really, at the moment, respond properly. They are losing too many balls, especially in the midfield of the park. No one can hold the ball up front at the moment, so the pressure of Empoli is starting to lift it up a little bit. I know that sooner or later Empoli will drop a little bit because the tiredness will come up, but in Milan can't really make it so many mistakes.
Benacer, Calabria, Junior Messias shown inside. Junior Messias straight at the goalkeeper.
Yeah, good effort from Junior Messias. The distance from the shot was quite far away, but at least he's got the good idea and making the goalkeeper work.
This is Bandinelli holding off Giroud. Away goes Pinamonti. Once again, the final ball not up to scratch for Empoli. Cacace should really have shown Junior Messias inside on his stronger foot there, but in the end the effort didn't have enough accuracy nor venom to take it past Vicario. Well won by Luperto. Henderson, Zurkowski, who has an eye for goal. Fiamozzi invited forward. Zurkowski with the cross. Tomori got in front of Bayrami. Aslani, easily cut out by Tonali. Tonali felt he was fouled. The assistant was very close and does awards the ball the way of Milan. The Rossoneri have been defending well in recent times. I mentioned 3 clean sheets in their last 5 in all competitions. Empoli, meanwhile, have failed to score in 3 of their last 5, so we shouldn't be overly surprised by this scoreline. Free header for Romagnoli. Bayrami. Bandinelli. Rather telegraphed that. Calabria always likely to win back the ball. But Milan having to dig in here. Empoli have been the side with the greater possession and territory since the restart. Andreazzoli potentially plotting a change. Does have his two first-choice fullbacks on the bench, Stojanovic and Parisi. Could turn to the likes of Cutrone and Di Francesco if he wants different attacking options. Lamantia, also a striker on the bench for the visitors. Ball didn't just go into touch, that's why Pinamonti couldn't retrieve it. It is a throw to Milan. Bandinelli, attacked well by Calabria. Tonali, Kessier, that's loose to Zurkowski. Collective groan from all those inside San Siro. Fiamozzi, Simone Romagnoli, Bandinelli. Pinamonti looking to stay on side, instead Zurkowski for Fiamozzi. Now it's towards Pinamonti. Kalulu staying tight, Fiamozzi with the ball in, Bairami rising. Bandinelli, Aslani, it's a player down. It looks like Davide Calabria is holding his head and he will get some treatment.
Yeah, probably the Empoli striker, there's someone there just been catching up right on the back of his neck. Yeah, we can see here. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, can be quite painful. Yanni, I think he is. Yeah, number 10. Just goes with his head right on the back there of Calabria, and of course can be painful, and especially in this cold weather as well. It's not the best.
There are the two fullbacks I spoke about, Fabiano Parisi at the front of your picture, and there's Petar Stojanovic, Slovenia international. Has had a really good season to begin his time in Italian football. In fact, no one has played more minutes than him, with the exception of the goalkeeper Guglielmo Vicario. Stefano Pioli has challenged his Milan players to get more points than they did last season. They're on track to do so. They began this match with 60 compared with 59 at the same stage last season. Zurkowski growing into this game. Zurkowski again. Fiamozzi. Aslani. Wide it goes from Luperto, well won by Calabria. Lovely control from Giroud. Rafael Leao for Calabria. Needed a better first touch, well timed by Cacace. And the nutmeg to boot. Still Cacace, stepping away from Calabria. That's loose from Pinamonti, and Benacer grabs the ball back for Milan. Here they come with Florenzi. Cutrone also having a chat with Andreazzoli. Could well be the turn of the former Milan man soon. It's always that concern when you're a supporter that one of your former players can come back and haunt you. Patrick Cutrone has not had best season, just 2 goals all campaign long. One of them was that winner at Napoli, albeit he knew very little about it. Romagnoli, Cacace. Nice give and go between him and Bandinelli. Junior Messias tracking back. That was a foul on the Brazilian, and then a foul on Benacer too by Liam Henderson. It's been a fair game, Lorenzo. We haven't seen a yellow card.
No, absolutely. The game has been quite fair. Two teams, like I said at the beginning, they like to play. Of course, some fault they can be there, but there are definitely a team who likes to play physically. They like to play with the ball on their feet. So some clashes they can be normal, but not really anything better there.
27 goals in 90 appearances for Milan in a 3-year spell for Cutrone between 2016 and 2019. club made good money on him when they sold him to Wolves. It hasn't really worked out for him since. Stojanovic for Fiamozzi is the other change, like for like at right back. And indeed, left back, Cacace withdrawn, Parisi thrown on.
Yeah, I think Empoli wants to have a little bit fresh legs there on the side, trying to make life difficult for AC Milan in that kind of situation, because they know that on the side eventually they can make some action a little bit more harder than what they did in the first half.
Risky ball from Giroud, well in by Zurkowski. Here come Empoli again. Aslani. Stojanovic and Parisi will be encouraged to get forward now. They've only just come on, plenty of fuel in the tank. Aslani. Zurkowski got a nudge from Kessié. Advantage played by Daniele Chiffi. We're still waiting for Milan to shuffle their personnel. 60-minute mark has been and gone. Giroud continues to lead the line. Pinamonti with the flick on. Calmly done by Benasser. This is Florenzi. Tonali. Romagnoli first to the loose ball, but Tonali's won it back. Holding off Stojanovic. He was impeded, Sandro Tonali. The four teams involved in the chase for the Scudetto, all in a very similar position now. Inter out of Europe. Milan's campaign ended in December. Napoli's came to a conclusion in February. Juventus still have that second leg against Villarreal on Wednesday in the Champions League, last 16, but it is essentially one game a week between now and the end of the season. Parisi took a chance there, and his pace allowed him to quickly recover. Now Parisi's not strong enough. Well in Junior Messias, Calabria. No handball against Parisi. Aslani was just tripped by Calabria. Cutrone. Luperto, risky ball, well in Rafael Leao. Kessié picks up the pieces. Junior Messias. Route one from Maignan. Dealt with by Romagnoli. Zurkowski. Aslani. Empoli continuing to play their football. They haven't become frantic or frenetic. It is still a methodical approach to try and find an equaliser. Parisi. Easy for Kalulu. His goal is what separates the sides. Benasser. Tonali now. Rafael Leao, quiet this evening. Junior Messias, three teammates away to his left. Still Junior Messias, he's got half a yard. And once again, Vicario could watch it.
Yeah, he's been doing it, these things twice now, but his shot has not really been deadly. The intention was the one to curve it on the far post, but the execution has not really been the best.
Zurkowski, Cutrone not interested. Kalulu was there, Tomori, Florenzi. Kessié dropping deeper, that does allow them to rotate. Benasser and Tonali, all three of them willing to interchange roles. Neat and tidy from Cutrone. Parisi, Bairami, intercepted by Calabria. Rafael Leao quickly onto the loose ball. Such a joy to watch when he drops the shoulder and sets off on another run forward.
He's got this kind of natural way to make it run look so easy, even if he does, you know, this kind of unbelievable pace. It's crazy the way he really can accelerate in so much power.
Benacer spent 2 seasons between 2017 and 2019 with Empoli. They have been a real springboard for a number of players. Milan have come calling for a couple of players, not just Benacer, Rade Krunic too. Fabiano Parisi, another highly rated youngster that Empoli have introduced to top-flight football this season. Cutrone, well in by Kalulu. Here he is again. Junior Messias needed a better touch. Luperto, that's Paul, straight to Kalulu. Kessier, Junior Messias, tried to be too casual. Parisi now, he's lost the ball. Kessier, Benacer thought about the shot. Tonali, Rafael Leao takes over. Benacer, Giroud, Benacer. Why didn't he shoot? The crowd groans, but it is a corner to Milan. Milan won't want to have too many matches like this between now and the end of the season when they are having to win by just a solitary goal. It means focus can never waver. Now they'd love to take maximum points with a larger margin in the way that Inter are able to do. Have done frequently this season. It's not quite been the case for Napoli recently, nor Milan, certainly not Juventus either. There's going to be another couple of players thrown on. Marco Benassi and Federico Di Francesco are stripped and ready to go, and Bairami's hamstring looks like it's gone.
Another 2 good players there, quality players who can really make, you know, push a little bit forward, a little bit more for Empoli. You know, 20 minutes to go, and you know, 2 players that can really score goals coming from behind, making life difficult for Milan defenders because they like to come. You know, like I used to go to say, you know, with the no lights on, just on the dark, but they are capable of scoring goals and making things difficult for any kind of defense.
Bandinelli, the other man who's made way. The second goal now would kill things off. Florenzi can look for Benacer. And it comes from Florenzi. Giroud trying the acrobatics. Luperto gives him a big smile. Good sportsmanship from the pair. We've seen Giroud try that several times this season. And finally, it's time for Milan to make some changes. Junior Messias is the name up there on the big screen. Salamaca's coming on, and Franck Kessier will also make way for Brahim Diaz.
Yeah, 2 players that can definitely do something with the ball on their feet. They can take them on one situation 1 against 1. They can really pass the man over. They can make action. They can really, you know, be dangerous there up front, and especially if Empoli in the last 20 minutes they will try to push a little bit forward.
Brahim Diaz is now being used as an impact sub, whereas for large swathes of the season he was first choice in that number 10 role. Made a really good start to the campaign, and Milan didn't really miss Çalhanoğlu, but his influence has steadily decreased as the season has worn on. Parisi taking a chance. He was fouled by Brahim Diaz. The crowd are certainly doing their bit. Cries of Milan faccio un gol, score a goal for us Milan, because some of the Rossoneri faithful don't feel that one is enough. They're wary of a sting in the tail from Empoli. Calabria unable to find Salamakers. And now it gets a bit nervy for Stefano Pioli. Benacer tripped from behind by Di Francesco. Giroud with the flick on. Stojanovic now. Benassi, recent signing for Empoli. They brought him in January. Stojanovic. Turned down Zurkowski. In the end has to go backwards towards Luperto. Luperto looking for Pinamonti. Should be the goalkeeper's ball. Florenzi's header back to Maignan. Clearly, Ibrahimovic doesn't have much more than 10 minutes or so in his legs, as we saw in Naples. Giroud still on, Rafael Leão. Cleared away by Luperto, albeit on his weaker side, and it showed. It was sliced into touch.
Well, yeah, I thought maybe, you know, at least half an hour or something, but eventually I think Pioli's watching the way Giroud is moving, the way Giroud is definitely having, you know, good ideas with his teammates and collaboration, so he's, you know, will keep on the field, or will let him off in the last 10 minutes.
Brahim Diaz, Benacer, dealt with by Di Francesco. Here's Brahim Diaz, Salamakers, well closed down by Parisi, Tonali, Benacer, Brahim Diaz, it came off Parisi, it is a corner. Two straight clean sheets for Milan. Is it going to be 3 shutouts on the speed? How they'd love to go on a run now, where they just don't concede. That could yet be the perfect platform upon which to surge forward and win the Scudetto. Wrestle it off Inter. Calabria with the set piece, headed away by Romagnoli. Tonali teases it in. Giroud could never really generate the power from there. Vicario makes a hurry. Luperto. Parisi. Stefano Pioli indicating where he wants his players to go, just to make sure their shape is right defensively. Benassi. Stojanovic. Lots of white shirts ahead of him. It was behind Cutrone, but he's done well. Stojanovic. Benassi in the channel. This is Pinamonti. Benacer did really well. Benassi, Di Francesco. Zurkowski was closing in. Salamakers doing the tracking back, and he needed to. Giroud holds it up well. Skips away from Luperto, who then got the block in. Milan now struggling defensively. Empoli are getting closer.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Empoli, they are forcing on the side especially. They've got fresh legs. There are two people that can really run and just do an optional pass to the team up front. So it's definitely, for Milan, it's definitely now watch out, because in this situation just for a few inches the ball didn't go through on the right way. So Milan must be very careful now in any situation.
Di Francesco, here come Empoli again. Marco Benassi. Parisi, confident on the ball as ever. Aslani. Romagnoli. Di Francesco in a pocket of space. He looks to switch it for Cutrone, who took his eye off the ball at the crucial moment.
Yeah, good ball in for Cutrone, which I think is been probably tricked from the kind of header that Calabria tried to make, but he couldn't really reach, and Cutrone was definitely out of the side, probably.
Milan living dangerously. Empoli certainly creating more danger for the Rossoneri than Napoli did, with the same match situation, the same scoreline 6 days ago. Aurelio Andreazzoli spoke in his pre-match press conference about there being a gulf in class between the two sides. That hasn't been that evident. Salamakers, Tonali, Florenzi, and now Olivier Giroud, forced a little wide. That came off the shoulder of Romagnoli. Empoli think there should have been a free kick. Instead, it's a corner for the home side.
Yeah, definitely. One thing is sure, the two substitutes from Empoli, they definitely had a better impact. I'm talking about the two sides player, right and left. Then at the moment, the two players, Salamakers and of course Ibrahim Diaz, were coming, because Empoli are moving definitely much faster and definitely much better as well. In this situation, I don't think there was a free kick, because Giroud, to be fair, uses his body well.
Taken short to Tonali, and it comes from Florenzi, away by Parisi. Benasser steadying himself. Now he needs a helping hand. Well in Parisi, Zurkowski. Di Francesco. Good pressing from Milan now. Can't afford to be passive in their approach, the Rossoneri. They need to stay on the front foot, not give Empoli too much encouragement. Stefano Pioli will know how important the difference is between 3 points and one, particularly with this psychological edge, playing before Napoli and before Inter. And finally, it is time for Zlatan Ibrahimovic in a moment. Zurkowski keeping Brahim Diaz at bay. Aslani. Benassi keeps it moving for Stojanovic. Teammates wait in the box. Di Francesco is onside. Stojanovic. Di Francesco again. Stojanovic, still the cross doesn't come in. They're reluctant to toss the ball into the box. Rafael Leao. Salamakers. Here's Tomori. Nice ball for Salamakers. Milan looking for a second to kill it off. Salamakers, it's overhit for Rafael Leao. Did he need to try and pull off the no-look pass?
Well, I thought the idea was good, but the power of the touch was definitely very poor, because from players like him, you're expecting definitely an accurate pass, especially because, you know, in a situation 1 against 1, Leao can't really make a difference there. So definitely a pity pass for Salamakers.
Rafael Leao and Olivier Giroud both make their way off. It's all change at the top end of the pitch now for Milan. Rebic will play left wing. Zlatan will lead the line. And he's exactly the sort of figure you need in a situation such as this. A narrow lead to defend. He will be useful at both ends of the pitch, and he'll make sure that their concentration levels do not waver. Seven minutes plus added time, potentially pivotal period in Milan's season, provided they can hang on for the win. Cleared away by Kalulu, albeit hurriedly. Stojanovic keeps it in play. Once again, lots of space for Di Francesco. Again, he tried to look for Cudrone. Brahim Diaz. No foul, says Daniele Chiffi. Get to your feet. Zurkowski. Benassi. Zurkowski again. Stojanovic round the corner. Pinamonti. Still Pinamonti up against Tomori. He's won the ball back and then given away a corner.
Tomori is regent because he was looking for some free kick. And to be fair, I thought it was a free kick, but the linesman didn't really say nothing. I just did a play because I think Pinamonti just pulled completely away from the ball. Tomori.
Milan have some defending to do. It is a corner after all that, despite what Tomori claims. Very tense now inside San Siro. Di Francesco with the set piece. It was attacked by Romagnoli. That's Stojanovic, and Tonali thrashes it into touch. Anywhere will do now for Milan, but these last 5 minutes are going to feel like agony.
Yeah, although Milan is trying to make the second goal, but Empoli seems to be a little bit fresher.
Benassi teasing it in, headed up in the air by Kalulu, away by Benassi. Zurkowski came off Brahim Diaz. It's lost to Marco Benassi. Great block from Tomori, who celebrates as well and also gives his teammates a rollicking for carelessly ceding possession. Calabria. Salamakers, nice first touch. Tonali. Florenzi. Benassi. Calabria for Ibrahimovic. Calabria, Salamakers. Ibrahimovic setting the tempo with some firm passes. Brahim Diaz. This is what Milan need to do, keep possession, move the ball crisply, and Calabria's run offside.
Si invita il gentile pubblico a indossare sempre in modo corretto la mascherina FFP2.
Only 5 points since the halfway stage for Empoli, but they've given a really good account of themselves tonight at the home of the league leaders, and they're not done yet. Benassi. Di Francesco. Stojanovic now. This is Andrea Pinamonti. Tomori went with him. Benassi's cross is deflected behind for a corner.
Yeah, good defending from Tomori. Don't let the player line on him, and most of all forcing to go near the line, where of course the only thing he could ever get was a corner kick. Well done, Tomori, but good play from Pinamonti as well.
One former Empoli player for another. Benassi is substituted by Rade Krunic, whose brief will be very simple. Make sure we get the clean sheet, ensure we get the 3 points. Rebic saying, who's picking up Pinamonti? comes the corner from Di Francesco. Cutrone waits, it's his header. Milan saying the ball went beyond the byline, and the assistant agrees. Goal kick. Verona next for Empoli. Milan go to Sardinia, knowing that if they can hang on here and win at Cagliari, they would go into the international break top of the pile, and that would be with just 8 matches remaining.
Also considering that Inter will play tomorrow in Torino, against Torino will be definitely an easy game, and the next home game against
Fiorentina.
Absolutely. So for Inter there are 2 tough games. Now don't get me wrong, Inter can win both games, but definitely it can be 2 difficult teams to place.
Stojanovic, lovely pass. Di Francesco. Tomori was there again, and Florenzi hurriedly clears. Tomori has played really well tonight. He was good at Napoli. It's Kalulu who got a lot of the headlines, but Tomori has been impeccable this evening, and he's needed to be at times too. Rebic winning a cheap free kick.
I think the pair there on the back for Milan, Tomori and Kalulu, they are really, seems that they are absolutely like twins, you know. They understand each other so well. They seem they've been played there forever, because you can see the way they move, the way they just call each other to shuffle right, left. It's unbelievable. It's very nice. It's very good communication that got both of them, and because they move very, very well in that kind of position of the field.
Florenzi with the free kick, toss forward towards Ibrahimovic. Romagnoli wanted his goalkeeper to come, and he didn't. Benassi. Surkowski restores order, finds a good ball for Pinamonti. Here's Benassi. How much added time at San Siro? 4 minutes for Milan to hang on here, and they are hanging on. Pinamonti's been penalised for a foul on Fikayo Tomori. Pinamonti in the wars, and Florenzi with some cramp too. It's been that sort of occasion, draining, not just physically but emotionally too. Florenzi will be relieved that we're into added time, because you can't really run those off, can you, Lorenzo?
No, at all. It's especially at this time of the game, you know. I mean, it seems to be okay, but cramps are no easy things to take it away.
Di Francesco. Good feet in tight areas, but the throw has gone the way of the home side, and you can see what he thinks of that decision, Federico Di Francesco, and he might have said a bit too much to the assistant. But Daniele Chiffi seems determined to officiate the full 90 minutes without having to brandish a caution. Milan have a very good record with this referee this season, incidentally. 4 home matches, this is the 4th. Previous 3 all ended in wins. 2-0 against Lazio, 3-1 against Roma, 1-0 against Sampdoria most recently. Is it going to be 1-0 again tonight? It might well be, given that pass has gone astray from Stojanovic for Benassi.
Yeah, Empoli seems that they lost a bit the sparkle that they had most of the time in this second half. I think a bit of tiredness that came up with for them as well, although they've got a few changes, but still the main man there, they are lost a bit of the sparkle, and at the moment seems that the game can finish. 2 minutes to go, but you never know.
Ibrahimovic holding it up. Here he is again. Rebic sensed he was offside, so tells Ibrahimovic and Salamakers to chase after it. Parisi. Cutrone tried to take the long route round there, and Calabria did well. Brahim Diaz, he was fouled. Advantage played. Salamakers. Pioli telling him to dash for the corner. Instead, he comes back inside. Perhaps the wrong decision. You can see from Pioli's body language, it certainly was the wrong call. All he needed to do was run it into the corner. Here's Parisi. Boxed in by Tonali. Now Tonali won't let Parisi take the free kick quickly. And finally, we have a yellow card. Sandro Tonali.
Stupid yellow card from Tonali. I don't understand why he was so stupid to get that yellow card there. Just lost 10 seconds. It's not good enough for a yellow card.
Rebic in danger of getting himself into trouble as well. It has to go long from Vicario. Can Empoli win the flick on? Romagnoli, that's Pinamonti. Florenzi tidies up. And Maignan hacks it away to safety. Good touch from Luperto. Fabiano Parisi. Federico Di Francesco. Dispossessed fairly by Calabria. Andreazzoli felt it was a foul. Here's Ibrahimovic. Not even he can bring that ball under control with his telescopic limbs, but the 4 minutes have been played. Daniele Chiffi lets Empoli come forward one last time. Stojanovic. Benassi. He's found a cross. Maignan comes and gathers. Perfect goalkeeping. And with that, Milan are going 5 points clear at the Serie A summit. Andreazzoli asking the fourth official there why his side didn't get a free kick. Ibrahimovic with the flick on. We're moving towards a 6th added minute now, only 4 awarded. That's why the Rossoneri faithful are unhappy. Vicario, route 1, away by Kalulu. The minimum of fuss in Naples, and 1 goal sufficed tonight as well against Empoli. The unlikely source of Pierre Kalulu with a big goal in the title race for Milan. Stefano Pioli's men back up their win over Napoli with victory against Empoli. They go 5 points clear overnight whilst they wait for Napoli to play in Verona and Inter to play in Turin. But they are the front runners in the title race. Full-time score at San Siro. Milan 1, Empoli 0.